Dylan Wang's real-life trust issues. He's the face that launched a million daydreams. The stormy eyes. The smirk that melts hearts. Dylan Wang, the man behind Dao Mingxi. On screen, he's confident, powerful, even romantic. But off-screen? There's a different story. What if I told you that behind the cameras, behind the smiles, lies a man struggling to trust anyone? That the very fame he earned overnight came at the cost of his peace, his privacy, and his ability to open up to the world? Today, we go beyond the headlines and glossy Instagram posts to uncover a side of Dylan Wang you've never seen before. This is not gossip. This is not clickbait. This is Dylan Wang's real-life trust issues, an investigation. Before he was a star, Dylan Wang was just a regular kid from Leshan, Sichuan. He didn't grow up in a big city. He wasn't born into the industry. He trained to be a flight attendant. Then came a talent show. Then came Meteor Garden. And suddenly, the boy next door became the fantasy of an entire generation. He didn't plan it. He didn't ask for it. But he embraced it, with that signature charm and fierce talent. Still, fame came at a price. Overnight, he was no longer anonymous. Every smile was analyzed. Every look was a headline. Every silence became a mystery to solve. And that's where the cracks began to show. In 2024, netizens were rocked by a shocking rumor. Dylan Wang had just ended a 6-year secret relationship with a non-celebrity girlfriend. The kicker? He allegedly paid her millions to walk away. Influencers and blogs ran wild with speculation. Photos were leaked. Dates and timelines were pieced together like a puzzle. But Dylan? Not a word. No confirmation. No denial. Just silence. Why so secretive? Insiders say he was protecting her and himself. That the woman was never in the spotlight, and Dylan did everything he could to keep her safe from it. That's love. That's also fear. One anonymous source said. He once told someone, "I don't fear love. I fear what love costs in my world." And maybe that's the truth. Maybe Dylan loved hard and lost harder. No one loves Dylan Wang more than his fans. But sometimes, love goes too far. During the filming of Keep Running, fans showed up uninvited. They clogged streets, disrupted sets, and chased his van. Dylan was accused of encouraging them, offering milk tea to crowds, smiling at cameras, feeding the obsession. Then came my zone. The situation got dangerous. Fans swarmed so violently that production shut down. His studio pulled him out immediately. This wasn't just about noise or overzealous support. This was a crisis. Some say Dylan was overwhelmed. Others say he broke down backstage. Either way, the damage was done. Trust? Broken. Being famous in China isn't just about acting. It's about playing the media game. Carefully crafted interviews. Strategically timed posts. Staying relevant without revealing too much. Dylan Wang doesn't play that game. He rarely speaks publicly. He avoids scandal talk. He never addresses rumors head-on. Some say he's cold. Others say he's calculated. But maybe he's just protecting what's left of his privacy. He once said in an old live stream, "Why do I need to explain my life to strangers? If I love someone, it's between me and them. That's enough." But in an industry where silence screams louder than words, fans want answers. And Dylan? He's not giving them. Behind closed doors, Dylan's life is reportedly filled with caution. Multiple sources have revealed that he's been betrayed by friends, staff, collaborators. One leaked his private address. Another tried to sell text messages to tabloids. Even a former assistant allegedly threatened to release personal photos. Since then, Dylan's inner circle has shrunk to almost nothing. Only family. Only a few team members. Everyone else? Watched. Monitored. Held at a distance. A former co-star once joked, "Getting Dylan to trust you is harder than getting a role in a hit drama." And maybe it's not a joke. But the biggest trust issue may not be with others. It may be within Dylan himself. He's admitted to body image struggles. To insecurity. To wanting to be liked, but not knowing how much to give. He once said, "I used to hate my face. I thought if I looked more symmetrical, maybe people would love me more. That kind of self-doubt doesn't come from nowhere. It's grown from years of pressure, from living under a microscope, from being adored and judged every single day. Dylan is not just fighting paparazzi. He's fighting himself. And that is the hardest battle of all. So where does this leave us? Dylan Wang remains one of Asia's biggest stars. He still smiles on red carpets. He still lights up the screen. But behind that charm is a man who's learning, day by day, who to trust and how. He may never open up fully. He may never confirm the rumors. But maybe that's okay. Because what Dylan has taught us is simple. Fame isn't freedom. Success doesn't mean safety. And the most guarded hearts often hide the deepest wounds. So next time you see Dylan Wang smiling in an interview, remember, there's more to the story. He disappeared, at least emotionally. In the months after the relationship rumors and fan chaos, Dylan Wang seemed quieter than ever. He showed up to shoots. He fulfilled brand obligations. But gone was the twinkle in his eyes, the playful energy fans had once fallen for. People whispered, was he tired of acting? Was he falling out of love with the spotlight? Or was something happening behind the scenes that we weren't supposed to see? This isn't just about fame anymore. This is about healing and survival. Dylan began pulling back. No new interviews. No off-the-cuff live streams. His official social media? Curated. Silent. Almost sterile. Fans noticed. They commented, "Are you okay?" They posted, "We miss the old Dylan." But what if this was the real Dylan all along? Sources close to the actor say this version of him, quiet, wary, low-key, is the most authentic he's ever been. One person claimed, Dylan used to perform even in private. Now he just wants peace. So where does someone like that go in an industry that profits from drama? The answer, behind the camera. Rumors have emerged that Dylan is developing his own projects. He's been taking meetings, not to land the next big role, but to create one. Not for himself, but for someone else. A new actor he's mentoring? A friend he trusts? No one knows. But those in the know say Dylan is finally playing by his own rules. Creating stories on his terms. Setting boundaries, and for once, not caring what anyone thinks. That is a quiet rebellion. He's no longer interested in being the flawless male lead. He wants roles with depth. Characters who are broken, who doubt themselves, who question everything. Sound familiar? It should. Because that's Dylan's real story. In private moments, those close to him say Dylan has found solace in routine. He walks the same path every morning, orders the same drink, talks to the same 3 people. His world is small now, but it's safe. And it's his. When you've been burned by betrayal, simplicity becomes freedom. And that's exactly what Dylan is craving. Even his wardrobe has changed. Gone are the flashier endorsements and wild hairstyles. These days, Dylan wears quiet tones. Black, white, denim. Almost like a man trying to disappear in plain sight. But disappearing doesn't mean giving up. It means redefining presence. He still acts, but more selectively. He still models, but only for brands he trusts. And when he does speak, it's intentional. In one rare fan interaction, a young woman told him, "I grew up with you." Dylan smiled gently and said, "So did I." Those 5 words said everything. He was a boy once, a dreamer, an accidental star. And now, a man with scars, stories, and standards. There are whispers of an upcoming documentary. One where Dylan might finally break his silence. Not through drama, but reflection. Not through spectacle, but story. His team is tight-lipped. But a stylist leaked a quote allegedly from Dylan himself. "I don't need people to understand me anymore. I just want to understand myself." That's not something a rising idol says. That's what a survivor says. In the industry, he's earned a new nickname, the Ghost King. Not because he vanishes, but because he walks among fame without being touched by it. Observing, choosing, guarding. He's been offered major roles, some worth millions. He said no.
Why?
Because they didn't feel real. If I can't feel it, I won't fake it. That's the mantra now. There's even speculation that Dylan is writing journals, scripts, maybe even a book. What started as therapy has become expression. A director he once worked with said, "He's got more soul than half the screenwriters I know." So what happens when someone like Dylan finds their voice and decides to use it differently? We might be witnessing a transition few expected, from heartthrob to auteur. And through it all, his fans wait. Some impatient, some worried, but many loyal. They don't need flashy posts or press tours. They just want to know he's okay. Maybe that's why Dylan doesn't delete his past posts. Maybe it's his way of saying, "I'm still here, just quieter now." He hasn't disappeared.
He's evolved.
In a world that demands constant visibility, choosing to retreat is a radical act. But Dylan Wang? He was never one to follow rules. He was always rewriting them. So, if you've been wondering why your favorite star doesn't shine the same way he used to, maybe it's because he's found a different kind of light. One that doesn't need an audience. One that only he can see. This is Dylan Wang. Unfiltered, unbothered, and undeniably human.